Hello, everyone. Welcome to Asia Euro University. From the two faculty of Social Science and Economics and Business Administration and Tourism, I would like to give you a teaching video clips in the subject of Core English 1B. And this subject is an English study for all students in business skill in the two faculties. And the clip now is about Unit 10, The Great Adventure. And this first video clip is about lesson A or part 1 that cover about listening, start, vocabulary, and grammar. Unit 10, Great Adventures. In this unit, you will learn to talk about explorers and expedition, discuss camping trips and equipment, shop for camping equipment, and also learn a grammar called the passive voice. So first, everyone look at vocabulary that I made for you and translated for you. Okay, so now let's have a look with me about the vocabulary, and I will read the English word, and you can look at the translation. Okay, ដំណើរផ្សងព្រេងដ៏អស្ចារ្យ Great Adventures. Okay, vocabulary from Unit 10. Nouns, access, backpack, biography, cable car, camping, caravan, civilization, compass, cruise, donkey, ride, emergency, equipment, expense, expedition, explorer, ferocity, first aid kit, gondola, hiking boots, injury, interval, map, match, merchant, missionary, pen, pilgrimage, pot, region, route, sandstorm, scenery, sewing kit, sickness, silk, sleeping bag, sleeping pad, sauce, storm, stove, tent, trail, waterproof jacket, visual, adjective, one word only, ancient, verbs and verb phrases, be lost, blow, disappear, get lost, heat, hike, keep warm, light, recover, repair, sail, set off, set sail, expression. And guess what happened then? Have you heard of shop for camping equipment? How can I help you? I'm looking forward. It has to be. Let me ring you up. Sounds good. That looks good. That sounds good. What about this one? What kind of? Okay, so everyone now go to the lesson all together. Here, look at lesson A, start, expedition. So we have a reading. So now let's read about this one with me all together. In this reading, I will play the recording script for you and also show you the translation. So please, let's listen with me all together.
Unit 10, page 114, exercise 2.
Marco Polo, 1254 to 1324, the son of a merchant, was born in Venice. With his uncle and father, He left home in 1271 and traveled overland to China, a route that became known as the Silk Road. He finally returned to Italy 25 years later.
David Livingstone, 1813 to 1873, a Scottish explorer and doctor, explored much of Central Africa. In 1866, he set out to look for the source of the Congo River. He never came back. During his travels, Livingstone visited many places where no European had been before.
Christopher Columbus, 1451 to 1506, wanted to discover a new route to India. He believed the quickest route was to sail west from Europe. He set sail in 1492 and arrived in the area now known as the Americas on October 12th. He thought he had arrived in India.
Okay, now you have listened and also watched the reading and also with translation already. So go back to exercise. Okay, so look at exercise 3. Match 3 explorers to their expedition maps. Okay, A. David Livingstone. B. Marco Polo. Okay, 3. Christopher Columbus. So 1, 2, and 3. And the text is A, B. The map is A, B, and C. So now put the map A with number 1, number 2, or number 3. B with number 1, number 2, or number 3. C with number 1, number 2, or number 3. Yes. And then show me when you meet me next week about that answer. And learn to talk to me why you choose each map with the number. Okay. So please go to exercise 4. Think of one of the explorer you name in exercise 1. Tell a partner as much about his or her story as you can. Okay, for example, have you ever heard of Zhang He? No, I haven't. B, well, he was the Chinese explorer who led an expedition in the 1400s too. This is an example for you. In speaking, you can talk about explorer by using this sample. Okay, so now go to a listening exercise. We have the listening that there are two people talking about the expedition to Lhasa. So what is Lhasa? Do you know that? Okay, before listening, what do you think? What do you know about Tibet? Where is it? What famous mountain is located there? So search about that and tell me on the conference day. So before listening, look at this one. Focus on what you understand. When listen, don't focus on what you don't understand. It's okay to not understand everything. Focus on what you do understand. Okay? ពេលយើងស្ដាប់យើងកុំខ្វល់រឿងដែលយើងអត់យល់គេឲ្យយើងស្គាល់ថារឿងណាដែលយើងយល់បានហើយណា Okay, so when you listen, after you listen, don't forget to choose exercise here. Choose the correct exercise, and one also have done for you as an example. Like, what did Alexandra David Neal come from? So A, Tibet. B, France. C, Asia. And the correct answer is B. How about the rest? Okay, so the rest from question 2 until 5, choose the answer that is correct. But choose the answer only after you have listened. Okay? So now listen, everyone. And remember that in your listening, I will show the text and also the translation for you so that you can understand better. Here, the listening script. Okay, so let's listen now.
Page 115. Exercise 2.
And radio listeners, if you've just joined us, we're discussing some great stories from a new book called Female Explorers of the 19th and 20th Centuries. Can you tell us about any women who traveled to Asia, Marcia?
Yes, Gary. One amazing woman was Alexandra David Néel, a French explorer born in Paris in 1868. Have you heard of her?
Well, no, I have to admit that I haven't, Marcia.
Alexandra David Néel was born in Paris on October 24th, 1868. As a young woman, she was very interested in Asia and Asian languages. So when she was given some money as part of an inheritance, she decided to use it to fulfill one of her great ambitions, to travel to Tibet. Now, at that time, Tibet was forbidden to foreigners, closed to people from other countries. David Néel tried to make the journey into Tibet 4 times, but each time she was discovered and sent back. In 1924, she decided to try again. This time, she traveled with her adopted Tibetan son, Yongden. They carried food, a knife to cut firewood, a tent, and leather to repair their boots. They traveled at night. During the day, they hid so that no one would see them. On their trip, they had many adventures. 4 months later, they reached Lhasa, the capital city of Tibet. Now they had one last problem. How could they enter the city without being seen?
And what did they do?
Well, Gary, suddenly, while they were thinking of a plan, a sandstorm began. It covered Lhasa, and everyone rushed into their houses for protection. This was their opportunity, and they entered the city. They had arrived. David Néel and Yongden spent 2 months in Lhasa. They visited the famous Potala Palace and enjoyed the festival celebrating the Tibetan New Year. They were very worried that they might be discovered and ordered to leave, so they told no one who they really were. When finally it was time to go, they left the city as quietly and secretly as they had arrived. Now they had another long journey to India and home.
And I bet that after that trip, all she wanted to do was get home, have a long hot bath, and set off again.
You're absolutely right, Gary. David Néel continued traveling in Asia for years and wrote many books about her adventures. She died in 1969 at the age of 101.
Wow, very long age, 101 years old, she can live. Okay, អ្នកទាំងអស់នេះស្ដាប់ហើយណាមិញយើងអាចជ្រើសរើសចម្លើយបានហើយក្នុងនេះណាកុំភ្លេចជ្រើសរើសចម្លើយហើយសូមបង្ហាញខ្ញុំនៅថ្ងៃជួបផ្ទាល់ណា Okay, so can you number the story in order? This is the summary of the listening that talking between Gloria and Marcia. Okay, so yes, her name, the lady, her name is, and you know that here, Marcia. Yeah, Masha. Her name Masha. So the listening between Masha and Gloria are summarized here. So put them in order. Number 1, David Néel received some money. How about number 2, number 3 until number 6? Okay. So when you know, this is the kind of conversation strategy. Okay. So whenever you want to show your interest, what you need to do to keep your listener interested when you are telling a story, ask questions like, and guess what happened then? And have you ever heard of? Okay. អញ្ចឹងចង់បញ្ជាក់ថាបើអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាចង់បង្ហាញចំណាប់អារម្មណ៍ទៅលើការ គេអ្វីដែលគេនិយាយប្រាប់យើងសូមប្រើ expression ទាំងនេះ and guess what happened then or have you ever heard of okay ហើយបន្តមកស្មានមើលកើតមានរឿងអ្វីកើតឡើងឬក៏តើអ្នកបានធ្លាប់ឮរឿងហ្នឹងទេក៏បានដែរណា okay Okay, now we go to exercise 4 about speaking exercise again. With a partner, ask and answer these questions. 1. What are some of the challenges for a woman traveling alone today? Was it more or less difficult for women to travel alone in the past? Why? Okay, this question you can ask each other and tell your answer to your friend. This is a kind of speaking exercise, okay? And question 2, would you like to travel? Who would you travel with if you were going on adventure vacation? Why? In your opinion, was travel more or less exciting in the past? Explain. Now we learn vocabulary. We have a number of pictures here, A to N. And we have number 1 to number 14. So what you need to complete is that choose a letter from here to complete by the name given before the number, like 10 with number with letter I here, 10 with letter I. Okay. So how about bed? How about sleeping bed? Pad, I'm sorry, sleeping pad. How about stove? Matches? Hiking boots? Hands? Waterproof jacket? A first aid kit? Sewing kit? A map? A compass? A whistle? And the last one is backpack. Okay. But to improve, to practice your pronunciation, I will play this reading for you. Okay. So let's listen with me all together. And then I have some document translated for you. The document here also translate for you. Essential for a camping trip. របស់របរសំខាន់ៗសម្រាប់ធ្វើដំណើរបោះជំរំ Okay សម្រាប់បញ្ញត្តិដូចតទៅ
Page 116. Exercise 2. Essentials for a camping trip.
If you're going on a camping trip, here's a guide for several things you're going to need. Most important is a good tent.
1. I.
You'll also need a sleeping bag
2. K.
and a sleeping pad
3. N.
to put under the sleeping bag because it can get very cold at night. Hot food and drinks are another great way to keep warm. For this, you'll need a stove
4. F.
for cooking and some pots and pans
5. J.
for heating food and water. Don't forget to take matches
6. L.
to light the stove. If you're going to be hiking a lot, you'll certainly need a good pair of hiking boots,
7. B.
a waterproof jacket
8. M.
will also be very important when the weather is bad. What about emergencies? A first aid kit
9. G.
is very important for injuries or sickness, and a sewing kit
10. C.
can be used to repair clothes. Many problems are caused by getting lost, so take a map
11. H.
and a compass.
12. D.
Also bring a whistle.
13. E.
In an emergency, blow it 6 times. And finally, you need a good backpack
14. A.
to carry all of this in.
Okay, did you hear well, everyone? Did you hear well? So I hope you get the answer from 1 to 14. 1 already I, how about 2? If you are not sure, you can play again. Or you can look at the picture from here before you listen. You can do like that. Okay, now imagine you are going on a camping in the mountain for a week. You can take only 8 of the items of equipment. Make a list of 8 items you choose. Okay. So everyone learn about English Express. Get lost means the process of losing your way. Be lost, it means the state of not knowing where you are. អញ្ចឹង get lost មានន័យថាយើងវង្វេង ដល់ពេល be lost ក៏បកប្រែវង្វេងដែរប៉ុន្តែន័យខុសគ្នាត្រង់ថា get lost គឺយើងរកផ្លូវអត់ឃើញ ដល់ be lost មានន័យថាយើងភាំងហ្មងលែងវង្វេងភាំងលែងស្គាល់អ្វីទាំងអស់ Okay. Look at example. I got completely lost in the wood. I'm completely lost. Where's the trail? Something like this. Okay, now we learn grammar. The passive. I also have exercise. I also have a page about grammar. So let's look with me and listen to my explanation. Okay, the passive. We can translate ប្រយោគរងអំពើ So when we use the passive, okay, use the passive in narrative, or we call a story. When you want to make the object of a sentence into the subject, okay? យើងអាចមើលណាយើងប្រើប្រយោគរងអំពើក្នុងការនិទានរឿងភាគច្រើនយើងប្រើសម្រាប់និទានរឿងណា ព្រោះសាច់រឿងខ្លះយើងអត់ស្គាល់អ្នកធ្វើទេអញ្ចឹងយើងនិទានរឿងយើងគួរតែប្រើ passive ភាគច្រើនណាអូខេអញ្ចឹងពេលដែលយើងធ្វើ passive គឺយើងធ្វើឲ្យ object คล้ายទៅជា subject ម្ដងណាអូខេឧទាហរណ៍នេះ John ជា object ណាឃើញទេ Someone took John to the hotel ដល់ពេលយើងធ្វើជា passive យើងយក John មកធ្វើ subject វិញ John was taken to a hotel by someone. Okay. So you can see John and then John. One is in the object, we call active sentence, and passive object become the subject. So when we use that, everyone, there are 3 things you need to remember when you want to use the passive voice. So use the passive voice when the agent. What is the agent? Can be person, can be thing that does the action is not known. គឺនៅពេលដែលអ្នកប្រព្រឹត្តអញ្ចឹងយើងបកប្រែភ្នាក់ងារក៏បានឬអ្នកប្រព្រឹត្តក៏បានណាអ្នកប្រព្រឹត្តដែលមានដូចជាមនុស្សឬជាវត្ថុដែលធ្វើសកម្មភាពណាមិនត្រូវបានគេដឹងអញ្ចឹងគេអត់ដឹងថាអ្នកណាធ្វើអញ្ចឹងគេប្រើ passive ណាជួនកាលដឹងហើយតែវាមិនសំខាន់ណា when the agent isn't important វាមិនសំខាន់ហើយចុងក្រោយគឺ when the speaker is not more interested in the object of the active sentence មានន័យថាអមរខ្ញុំនិយាយប្រាប់អ្នកនរគ្នាខ្ញុំមានអារម្មណ៍ថាចង់ប្រាប់អ្នកនរគ្នាជាទម្រង់ passive វិញព្រោះខ្ញុំមកចង់បញ្ជាក់ឈ្មោះអ្នកណាមួយឲ្យច្បាស់ទេការពារភាពឯកជនរបស់គេអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំនិយាយជា passive មានគេនិយាយថាអីចឹងទៅណាអូខេឬក៏អ្នកឯងត្រូវបានគេនិយាយថាជាអីចឹងទៅOkay, ឥឡូវយើងមើលឧទាហរណ៍ណា Agent is not known. My backpack was stolen last night. កាបូបខ្ញុំត្រូវបានគេលួចម្សិលមិញអញ្ចឹងយើងដឹងទេថាអ្នកណាលួចអត់ដឹងអញ្ចឹងបានយើងប្រើ passive មួយទៀត Agent not important. Agent isn't important or is not important. The important is my bag, you see. My bag was checked at the airport. I don't care about who checked my bag. But I just want to tell you that my bag was checked. Okay. And one more thing, speaker is interested in the object. The important thing is the in-car trail, not the people. Okay. Here, the in-car trail is traveled by many people. So how to make passive, everyone? The passive is formed using the auxiliary verb be plus past participle អញ្ចឹងពេលគេបង្កើតរងអំពើគឺការប្រយោគរងអំពើហ្នឹងគឺគេបង្កើតដោយប្រើ be បូកនឹង past participle អញ្ចឹង passive កុំច្រឡំថា passive ជា past tense passive អាចជា tense អីក៏បានជា present ជា past ជា future កាលណា present នេះ a whistle is blown when a hiker is lost អញ្ចឹង is នេះគឺជា present ណាដល់ពេល blown នេះជា past participle ឃើញទេ John was taken to the hotel by someone នេះ past passive អញ្ចឹងខុសគ្នាត្រង់ is និង was កាលណា is ជា present was ជា past អញ្ចឹងចំណុចសំខាន់របស់វាគឺនៅត្រង់ is និង was មួយទៀត will be គេថា will ទៅនឹង verb be verb be យើងលែងប្រើ am is are ទៀតហើយឬក៏ was were ទៀតហើយគឺយើងប្រើ be ព្រោះប្រើ will ខាងដើមអញ្ចឹង the robber will be arrested soon អូខេឥឡូវក្នុងប្រយោគស្របប្រយោគសំណួរមិនដែរប្រយោគស្របគឺយើងប្រើធម្មតាអញ្ចឹងគឺ verb to be បូកនឹង past participle អញ្ចឹង my suitcase was checked at the airport by the custom my suitcase was not checked at the airport by the custom was my suitcase checked at the airport by the custom by this is question everyone question mark okay because it's question so we have to add question mark okay question mark note everyone when with the passive form we can use by plus noun if we want to say who does the action អញ្ចឹងយើងនិយាយអំបញ្ញមិញយើងនិយាយថាប្រយោគ active ប្រយោគធ្វើអំពើឬប្រយោគ passive ប្រយោគរងអំពើតើប្រយោគ passive អាចរកអ្នកធ្វើអំពើបាននេះបានដល់យើងប្រើ by ណាប្រើ by បូកនឹង noun ឧទាហរណ៍ we were questioned by the immigrant officer យើងត្រូវបានសួរនាំដោយមន្ត្រីអន្តោប្រវេសន៍អូខេនេះ by នេះអូខេអញ្ចឹងការយល់ grammar ខ្ញុំមានតែប៉ុណ្្នឹងទេបើអ្នកនរគ្នាមានចម្ងល់ complex សួរខ្ញុំក្នុង Telegram ក៏បានពេលជួបផ្ទាល់នៅក្នុង e-learning ក៏បានណាអូខេរីករាយនឹងឆ្លើយជូនអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាជានិច្ចឥឡូវយើងត្រឡប់មកមើលមេរៀនយើងវិញអ្នកទាំងអស់គ្នាអូខេ look at exercise 1 look at the picture circle a sentence that describe each picture we have 1 2 3 and we have a pair of sentence you need to choose only one the woman was kissed by the baby the woman kissed the baby which one is correct 2 a man was bitten by a dog or the man bit a dog 3 the girl was eaten by the fish or the girl ate the fish so A or B which one is correct so look at the sentences in exercise 1 are examples of active and passive voice so which sentence is active which sentences are active which sentences are passive you put number like 1 2 3 something like this so in active voice sentence the subject or woman does the action in passive voice sentences the subject the baby receive the action subject plus be plus main verb we have to make it past participle or we call verb 3 look at the example the woman kissed the baby was kissed by the woman okay now everyone do this exercise the following sentences are written in active voice rewrite the sentences in the passive voice pay attention to the verb tense in the active voice when forming the passive អញ្ចឹងគេឲ្យយើងសរសេរប្រយោគទាំងនេះទៅជា passive វិញប្រយោគនេះជា active ណាប៉ុន្តែសូមចាប់អារម្មណ៍ទៅលើ tense ណារបស់គេ past ដាក់មក past របស់គេ present ដាក់មកវិញ present ណាអញ្ចឹង complex ធ្វើប្រយោគនេះឲ្យទៅជា passive ទាំងអស់មាន6តែគេធ្វើឲ្យមួយហើយនៅសល់5ទៀតណាអញ្ចឹងអ្នកនរគ្នាធ្វើឲ្យចាំជួបគ្នានៅ conference យើងនឹងទទួលបានចម្លើយ talk about it this is speaking exercise everyone with a partner ask and answer this question answer in the passive voice don't forget to answer in the passive voice for example number 1 who founded Microsoft Who founded Microsoft? I think Microsoft was founded by Bill Gates, like that. And then 2, who invented the light bulb? Who developed the theory of relativity? E plus E equal mc3, 2, okay? Which country make up North America? Which countries make up North America? Who taught you English? Okay. Who was influenced you the most in your life? Okay, so this is question, and then you can answer with your own way. Okay, now we finish part 1 video, and I hope everyone pay most attention to my lecture. Okay, it's the end of my first teaching video clip. And thank you for watching, and wait for the final part, lesson B. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now.